Welcome to round 4 of the Diadochi Tournament. In today's battle we have Kalogero playing as the Macedonians versus Kloondike playing as the Egyptians. And yeah, Immersaholic has already covered this battle in his channel, Immersaholic. So feel free to watch that battle from his perspective and what he thinks. I think that in an Egypt versus Macedon battle, it's very likely that someone is going to bring short pikemen. And if you're Egypt, then you should also bring short pikemen, because then you can counter the Macedonian short pikes, and if the enemy doesn't have short pikes, then you can melt the enemy support troops with those guys. So Kalogero has 5 bronze pikemen, solid pikes, 2 Diadochi spears, 2 Agrianian infantry, 2 royal pikemen, 1 Greek infantry here. They have 3 javelins, a white shield infantry to counter elephants, along with 2 javelins, also primarily to focus down the elephants here. As cavalry, he has a Tarentine cavalry, and then he has 3 Sarissa lancers, along with the 200-man bodyguard of the late version. It is much better versus infantry. Get this guy into light swords and all that, he will melt those guys. So yeah, quality support infantry here for the Macedonians. Let's check out the Egyptian army under Kloondike. You just gotta wait whilst the troops advance. He has not really decided yet where to attack yet. He's going to have the pikes up front to protect himself from cavalry. And let's just check out when everything here is visible here for the Egyptians. So Kloondike has Galatians spears up here. These are very offensive spears. Very offensive, and just for 550 denarii more, I think, you can get a short pikeman. And Macedon is, you need short pikes. It will give you a massive advantage to have that, because Egypt's pikemen, the standard pikemen, are inferior to bronze pikemen. So you need some short pikes here. You do have Ptolemaic swordsmen, and these guys are superior to Diadochi swordsmen, and he has also chevroned them up. So they have 10 attack plus bonus versus infantry, so 12 attack and 16 in defense with 15 armor. That's quite good. He also has Oxybeles. He has Sarissa lancers of his own. Some Thracian Clorox folksmen. They have armor piercing, good charge, 12 attack but only 10 defense, and 8 in armor. These guys were a bit wasteful because you're not facing elephants here. You get a few armor piercing and a good charge with these men, but there are better options to use than this against the Macedonian army. We also have the African elephants here. These are freshly captured, but they are still elephants, and they do still provide fear factor. And these Clerics Folksmen, 2 of these guys are here for defense on this side, whilst the Ptolemaic swordsmen and the Folksmen here, and 3 Ptolemaic swordsmen over there are here to attack this side, it seems. Oxybeles is here as well. Yeah, there's one weakness of the Egyptian army is that he will not be able to stand up to bronze pikemen. His pikemen are going to die to them. He has the Oxybeles, but he needs to focus on cavalry with those and the short pikemen. If he can deal with short pikemen, it would really reduce the combat power, as Ptolemaic swordsmen will win against Diadochi swords and the Diadochi spears. But yeah, the Galatians are up front here, and I don't think they should be up front. The reason is these men are very expensive, and you don't want them to lose health right before the combat. So you want something else to take the precursor javelins, and then they can add their own javelins, and then be at the end of the line and smash and support cavalry charges. But Kloondike is at a disadvantage here because he has one less cavalry unit than what the Macedonians have, and the fact that this general is 200 men can be decisive, as this is like almost like 2 units of cavalry in this Macedonian general. Some slingers here for Egypt would have been very good, because it would add extra anti-cavalry power. You have the Scorpio, but some slingers as well could help really well. Because then you can have some armor piercing, be over here, and shoot sideways into this pikeman, for example. Or these, well, the short pikes, oh okay. Both short pikes are here, because here is where the most of the Egyptian support troops are concentrated. The cavalry of Kalogero is keeping its distance from the Oxybeles. This Oxybeles should start shooting at the short pikes. He needs to counter the short pikesmen here. The Terusi spears are up here to take the damage from all the precursors first, and then the Agrianians and the royal pikemen will have an easier time. The Oxybeles is shooting at the Sarissa wielding bronze pike infantry, but what you really would want to hit is the royal pikemen first. You should hit with this unit on here, and then have more troops a little bit wider here ready to attack. Move these Galatians back now because they have hurled their javelins. These Kluroks are now, these Terusi are now angling themselves so they cannot be hit from the side. You need to charge with these Galatians if you want the charge bonus. But yeah, remove these Galatians, fall them back. These men do not have precursors, even though their name is Peltast. It's mainly the Agrianians, but here comes the Sarissa Lancers of Kalogero, as most men, at least these 2 units, have hurled their javelins. Now it's up to him to fire at the cavalry. These Lancers do take some javelins over here, but these men charge, so they lose their bracing. And the same thing over here. But these men need to form a phalanx. These Egyptian pikemen must form a phalanx, and then these Galatians must enter against this bronze pike. And this unit must sort of block this way over here. I have a waver here. These Galatians though are in combat now. You could potentially retreat these Galatians and get them over here to support. Retreat the Galatians, go over here, and then all of a sudden you have support against the. You can support your cavalry over here. There's only Terusi spears left on this side, and the Agranians are not present. Here, if you are able to shoot the Macedonian general, then do so. Here, these troops are too far away because they can't. If you're going to push here, you need to keep yourself in defensive posture here as well. There's no need to go aggressive on this side as well. You have less cavalry. You need to sort of keep the enemy cavalry at bay, as you already have the Oxybeles on this side. So just shoot the Sarissa Lancers. The Egyptian general cannot run away. We have some Ptolemaic swordsmen here, but these men are not designed to face cavalry. They're good against infantry, but not cavalry. Sarissa Lancers have a bonus versus infantry, and a very good charge. They're not supposed to fight that. These Galatians are going over here first. They're going to try to trap. But the white shields and the royal pikemen are now in here to lock these Galatians in place. Now, more cavalry is needed over here. The Oxybeles is shooting at these lancers, but they need to shoot other targets. Those lancers are already sufficiently weakened for your own cavalry to get an advantage in a fight. Just weaken up the healthy cavalry. Weaken up the healthy cavalry so they have a better chance. These Galatians are very vulnerable, they're overstretched. The African elephants came here, but they are being hurled by precursors and the Greek javelins are on their way. Shoot the Macedonian general. Yeah, unfortunately the Galatians here got overstretched. These elephants must turn back. There's no need here. These Galatians must be used. He could use them through the gap here and charge, or use the Sarissa Lancers to charge. The bronze pikemen though are winning against the native pikemen, but that is nothing to be unexpected. The Egyptian general goes here. He managed to, well, he gets caught in the Macedonian general. Didn't get his charge off. He has a much lower melee defense than the Macedonian general over here. The Sarissa Lancers are going in for an attack though, but so is the Sarissa Lancers of the enemy, and there's another unit here of Tarentines coming in. This general should pull back whilst he can. Pull out the general over here so you can sort of regroup for yourself for a charge. Now it's too late because now he's trapped in combat against a faster cavalry unit. Here though is cavalry against spears, and that is never good. It just takes too long for these cavalry to go over here. But if they do it, they could angle themselves to maybe hit. Oh, and Oxybelus got trapped. They must have been out of ammunition. So yeah, they're starting to collapse now, this army of Egypt. There's not enough swords. A quick swords must go here to trap this one, and then the lancer must go here. But having two units here is a waste. He needs to keep moving with the other one. Either go here and get through to the side of these bronze pikes and attack the other side. But having two units here waiting is a waste. The Egyptian general is in trouble. The royal pikemen here are superior. They're breaking everything here. The Sarissa Lancers are breaking the Ptolemaic swordsmen, and that is not to be unexpected. The Egyptian elephants here are trying to do damage, but they're not doing enough. They're not heavy enough to do enough damage here, because this Macedonian general still has javelins, and there's Greek javelins here to finish off these elephants. The Sarissa Lancers here are trying to get a push. They're trying to get a breach. Some of them are caught at these Greek javelin men. He's trying to trap these Tarusi spears. Was a good charge. Broke the Tarusi spears. You need to keep moving here. This pike unit must off phalanx and charge this pike unit. That will demoralize them. Here the royal pikemen are getting into the fight. These Ptolemaic swordsmen are just standing here. They can be used. You can use them through this little gap here. Charge the Sarissa Lancers. Yeah. Turn these Sarissa Lancers against the cavalry here, because you need to do it. These Ptolemaic swordsmen must form a column. They cannot just wait here, because these phalanx guys are fighting off phalanx against a short pike phalanx. That's not something to... That's not good. There's not much cavalry left for Kloondike here. He needs to get flank charges. He needs to do it here as well. He needs to go over here and attack this side. He needs to lock this pike phalanx in place. But this pike phalanx is very good. You will probably charge this unit. Okay, he charges this one. You need to charge with these swords immediately before they turn. Here the bronze pikes needs to be charged by these Egyptian pikemen. Yeah, unfortunately he has no cavalry now to speak of. He has some pikemen coming back and some infantry here, but this cavalry unit is too powerful and has a bonus for infantry. The Macedonian general can afford to lose. If there's no other enemy cavalry present, he is very, very useful. He has such a high attack versus infantry. The Sarissa Lancers won against these Hippias. Well, we're winning at least, but now another unit is coming in here to finish the Sarissa Lancer off. They can deal damage, but they cannot take damage, essentially. Here comes the Phalangites or Volksmen of Egypt. They're coming in here for a charge. These Ptolemaic swordsmen do not have a really good attack. They only have 13 in attack. But the Klurak Volksmen do have a much better charge. But they don't really have the sustainability in combat. The Greek infantry here are wavering to these Ptolemaic swordsmen. That is totally expected. But now here's facing a phalanx here. These swordsmen should turn and attack the flank over here, if they're able to. The Ptolemaic swordsmen are losing decisively to this devastating short pike unit. The general pops a scare on the white shield infantry to rout them. And he will probably manage to do it, but these swords must turn, or Volksmen must turn. This general needs to be protected, as Egyptian infantry is not disciplined enough to fight. Bronze pikemen are taking damage because they're not in phalanx. The Egyptian general, but now they are forming themselves up here. The Egyptian general has to pull out. These Volksmen are just getting, or swordsmen are just getting butchered. They fight and can deal damage to the light Sarissa Lancers. Because Sarissa Lancers don't have armor, but other than that, no. Charge, and it's straight on this pikeman. That was a bad mistake. He realizes it, but he will still lose horsemen because of it. Here, the Volksmen are doing well, but it's not enough. The precursor of this Macedonian general is doing a lot of damage to this Egyptian general. And he needs to try to escape, but he's trapped here apparently. He must be very tired. No, he's tired. Yeah, the Greek javelins are hurling at the Egyptian pikemen. They have the lowest morale. Because that's the payoff, big price you pay, because to have cheaper pikemen is that they're not as good, and that is just so that you can have more better support infantry, like the short pikemen, the royal pikemen. Some more bronze pike is returning along with this general. He's just resting himself up. These Greek infantry though can be used, and everything else. The Sarissa Lancers are just wreaking havoc on these Ptolemaic swordsmen and the Sarissa Lancers of Egypt. The Egyptian general is making some charges here. He should maybe try to round down the bronze pike. He needs to try to get an edge. If this unit returns, then they just have to do all the damage once again. These Egyptian pikemen must turn forward, but there's two royal pikemen here that are cooperating against these native pikemen of Egypt. Good flank here by Kloondike on this bronze pike. They need to form a phalanx though. Ptolemaic swords go in here, and they will do damage to the Greek javelin men. And yeah, these Agrianians though are very depleted, so may do well against them as well. But they have 30 charge in armor piercing. That is what you need. Here, I would probably would take the Egyptian general versus these lancers. You need to sort of protect your phalanx rear. Having just a scare here won't help you much. It would be better to have a scare against this Sarissa Lancer. Yeah, doesn't look well here, good here for Egypt. Here we go. Yeah, I would say that Galatian spears are too expensive to have them get hit by precursors and all that. You need to have Ptolemaic swordsmen there. I guess I would change these Falksmen for something else. First are there 700 here. Some slingers would have been nice for Egypt, giving himself a more. He can deal even more damage to the cavalry of Macedon. He needed to do that, and also the fact that yeah, short pikemen would have been very good for Egypt here. That would have like removed the advantage of Macedon. Macedon had both Agrianians and so having put two Ptolemaic sword Peltas pikemen here along with the Ptolemaic swords and maybe some slingers would have been very good along with this Oxybelus. You could have like removed the advantages that Macedon has. But again, it's how you play that matters also. You can have the perfect army, but if you screw up, then it doesn't matter. So, yeah. That is what I have to say about this battle. It was a good battle though. Unfortunately, one of the Galatian spears got overstretched, so that they got neutralized, and that was sort of his killing power. His only really good quality infantry. These Ptolemaic swordsmen are good, but not really against. They can't stand up to royal pikemen or something like that head on. That is not possible. So good game. Let's check out the second battle. Thank you for watching. Bye.